I think it's pretty impressive that Ashish Chanchlani, a YouTuber, sat down and put together something that's as huge as Ekaki. The fact that he and his team sat down for months and made this thing, it's pretty impressive. But then I watched the series and I wasn't impressed. The show used locations that were really basic. There were no real sets as such. There were no real costumes either. The clothes that the character wore looked like everyday clothes you and I wear. The episodes looked like they were shot with a basic camera. I don't think they spent a ton of money on the series. I, of course, am an idiot. I don't know squat about making films or TV. So it's possible I was talking out my ass just there. But the fact still remains. The series doesn't look impressive. And I consume all media through the same lens. I treat all media equally because, again, I'm an idiot. So I'm going to treat Ekaki like a regular TV show that I consume, which means Ekaki really sucked. Before we get to what's really wrong with the series, let's just get the minor annoyances out of the way. This is a 5-episode series. 5 episodes that would have come out in 5 weeks. At most, maybe 8 weeks. But we got 5 episodes in a span of 3 months, which is a really long wait. I had to load the older episodes and watch them at 2x speed just to remember what had happened. And while I was watching the older episodes, I realized the ending of the first episode ends on a cliffhanger that didn't really feel like a cliffhanger. I don't know how else to explain it. The episode didn't end at a point that left me wondering what the hell was going to happen next. But these two are minor annoyances. What really annoyed me was the fact that the show is not funny. It's supposed to be, but it's not.
सालों मेरी जितनी बेइज्जती करते हो ना, मन करता है खुद को एलियंस के ही हवाले कर दूं मैं।
क्या बात कर रहा है जगू? वो लोग तेरे को नहीं उठाएंगे। उनके प्लेनेट पे भी बहू बेटी है भाई।
Sure, I might have chuckled once or maybe twice, but I can't really remember why I laughed. I don't know if the jokes were genuinely bad or if they just weren't my kind of funnies. Also, this story is about a group of 7 friends who go to this remote vacation island, and the friendship these people share, it seems so artificial. Almost all the time, perpetually, Karthik the lead makes fun of all the other characters. He's always making some joke or the other about everybody else. It's not even a mild, funny joke. These are mean-spirited jokes, if not in their content, at least in their delivery. That made me dislike the lead. It gets really annoying when making fun of everyone around you is your biggest character trait. I don't know why anyone would want to be friends with a guy like that. Also, I find it hard to like stories that have a large cast, and that cast ends up doing nothing of any significance. This show has 7 friends. The show would have worked just fine with 4 friends. Heck, let's go crazy and say the show would have worked with 3 friends. Everything that happens in the show, the threat, how these friends deal with the threat, that would largely remain unchanged with 3 friends. Right, we've talked about how the series doesn't work, but there were things that worked in the show, or at least worked for the spirit of the show, if not the show itself. Starting with the animation. The animation in the last episode, that looks really good. That looks really, really good. I wish the whole show could have been made as an animation. Some of the stuff that animation could have shown us would have been so much better than what the live action gave us. But I understand that animation is really expensive. And also, actors need to act. So, yeah.
सब कुछ होने के बाद भी हम अपने planet को खुरेदते रहे.
Another great thing about the show is it's free. It's free for anyone on the internet to watch. Considering all we're giving the show is our time, I think it's a pretty good deal. To top it off, if it brings joy to at least a few people, which I know it will, the show has achieved what it set out to do. Ashish Chanchlani has made the show because he wants to express himself creatively. However flawed some of us may perceive this vision to be, he's made something that people will remember with fondness, and I think that's an achievement. Look, in today's day, tons of shows are being released and more than half those shows are crap. But crap is subjective. Art is subjective. Some people like it, some people hate it. And if it brings joy to some, I think its purpose has been met.